Welcome to Daily Focus. Yesterday was a blur. I ended up making a run for a portable sink for our daycare, and the Lord blessed exceeding. We needed three, but we found one on Facebook Marketplace. When we got there, she said, "Oh, we have three for sale." And that was a blessing, took care of those things. Then they were giving away some really nice daycare things for free, just because they needed to get rid of them. And it was some other stuff that our teachers were asking for. So the Lord blessed in a mighty way, but it took away my morning from being able to set time aside to meet with you. My wife stole me away for my birthday to come north. And so we are going to be gone today, tomorrow, and on Saturday, be back in time for church on Sunday. But what a great chance to relax. But I wanted to take some time in Psalm 81. And the psalmist says, "Sing aloud unto God our strength, make a joyful noise unto the God of Jacob. Take a psalm and bring hither the timbrel, the pleasant harp, and the psaltery. Blow up the trumpet in the new moon, in the time appointed on our solemn feast day. For this was the statute for Israel and the law of God of Jacob, that he ordained in Joseph for a testimony when he went out through the land of Egypt, where I heard a language that I understood not." In other words, God saw that Israel was in trouble. He sent Joseph to Egypt. Joseph, obviously, a picture of Christ, was the rescuer of their famine and their sure death. And he was able to give them a new lease on life, so to speak, and a new path to the promised land eventually. And you know the whole story, but God is kind of taking them on a tour. In verse number 8, he says, "Hear, O my people, and I will testify unto thee, O Israel, if thou wilt hearken unto me." And unfortunately, Israel didn't listen. And the question for us as Christians is this: are we listening? Sometimes people say to me, "God just seems so far away." Well, I assure them, God hasn't moved. And so many times it's us that has to get our heart right, get our ears in tune, get our mind focused on him. And so we have some responsibilities if we're going to hear the voice of God, if we're going to hearken unto the voice of God. He may make us wish we had, but he doesn't interfere with our will. He will allow us to choose. And unfortunately, Israel chose poorly, but my people would not hearken to my voice, and Israel would none of me. So I gave them up unto their own heart's lusts, and they walked in their own counsels. What an absolutely terrible place for any of us to be. What a dangerous place for even the Christian, for God to give us our heart's lusts and allow us to counsel ourselves. Jeremiah 10:23 says, "O Lord, the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his own steps." In other words, God didn't even give us what it would take to run our own life, and yet we think we can do it. And if we counsel our own hearts, if we run our own life, we will run it right straight to destruction every time. And God says, and I don't want you to destroy your life. I don't want you to lust after the things that will never fulfill, lust after the things that lead straight to destruction. I don't want you to lust after those things or desire them. I want you to be fulfilled in me by hearkening unto my voice. I have great counsel for you. I only have your best interest at heart, God says. And yet Israel would not have any of that. And so God gave them over to their heart's lust, and they walked in their own counsels. Oh, that my people had hearkened unto me, and Israel had walked in my ways. I just am going to close there by basically saying this. Don't disappoint God today. Don't look back and regret this week. Make sure that you tune your heart and tune your ears into his voice, that you spend time with him in his word, that you spend time praying and casting your dependence on him and giving him praise and thanksgiving for who he is. Make sure that we give God his rightful place. He has what's best for us in store if we'll just listen to him. And so maybe today, stop and spend a little time saying, Lord, I want to hear your voice. I want to obey your voice. I know what you lead me to do, what you counsel me to do is always going to be best. And I want to hear your voice and hearken unto it. What a great way to start our day. What a great way to live life. I hope you have a great day. I'll look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. God bless.